with them to the next meeting. Hopefully we'll have school for our next meeting. Yeah, Kristen's on the line, sorry. Brings us down to delegations. Do we have delegations?
No, sir.
No delegations. Superintendent's update.
Yeah, Mr. President, we just have a few things. I had Mr. Oliverio talked to me the other day about some of the things that he's doing, and I thought you need to just hear some of the things that he's doing out of the media communication center. So I told him I'd give him the floor for a few minutes.
So we will be, I'll even come up here. We're starting a new alumni video series titled What's Next? And we will start interviewing career and technical education alumni to talk to them about how their classes has affected their lives and how it's helped them and how it's done well. So that's primarily right now to promote career and technical education, but I hope to expand that out into interviewing our current teachers and personnel and talking about their lives and what they've done and what makes them, what made them become a teacher and what drives them every day to humanize us here at the board and at the schools. I am working with some art departments and some CTE classes, ag teachers, in redoing the front lobby. The Harrison County Schools in Script is old and banged up. So we're working on getting students to design and in-house build and redo in that front lobby. I don't know if you've seen it lately or could compare it to about, 5-6 months ago, Angela? Angela and I came down and tore down everything that had been there for about 5 or 6 years. So we want to modernize it. We want to make it very welcoming to come into the lobby here, and we want it student driven. So if I can accomplish that, then every 4 to 5 years, or 3 to 4 years, we can have it redone by the students. They can put their names on it, and they can really take ownership in a part of this building, and parents can come in and see it. And they can always have that, with them as that experience. So we're trying right now. I'm working with Heidi Griffith to tie that into the educational experience too, to really use our kids to affect change, visual change here at the board. That in the interview series we'll kick off. So we are going to look to do a little bit more video stuff. We're getting ideas. Right now I'm trying to gather up a team of individuals that could help me. It's not the cutting, it's not the taping, it's getting the teachers to fit everything into their lives and to that. So some pieces are moving around to that, but the video series actually kicks off tomorrow. I'm getting some help on that from a former CTE student at Robert C. Byrd High School who did a lot of work at West Virginia University for Mountaineer Sports Network, is still a local girl, and she's actually volunteering to conduct the interviews. So while I'm going to produce them, we're actually going to have a CTE alumni talk about CTE with graduates that have happened right now. I thought it was easier and a little bit better to do that since I didn't go to Byrd. I'm just learning the teachers. I don't know the curriculum. So to be able to find someone who knows the curriculum, who's I think about 5-6 years ago she graduated, so she's not really out of the system for too long. Sierra Davis is her name. We're actually going to meet after the meeting tonight to go over tomorrow, and I really think that adds a lot more depth to these interviews, to have someone there who can really relate to the students current right now. So that's it for my update.
Well, the other piece was your calendar that you just instituted, which is going to work well, I think.
Oh,
with
yes.
Scheduling.
So you can now, we can now book me online, which has been a pretty good hit. No longer, you don't have to email me, and you don't have to explain to me what's going on. All you have to do is click on a link. You'll fill out, pick one of, I think I did 5 choices where it was, I have a classroom activity, I have an after-school activity. You click that, fill in some drop-down boxes, which tell me, what school it is, give me the location, give me a little bit about what's going on. That automatically goes to my calendar, and you don't even have to know who I am to book me. As long as you have a K-12 account, you go on there and I show up to your school or your event or after school event. I think I've had, just in the first week, I think there was about 5 or 6 people that jumped on and booked me for months in advance to come out to their schools. So that's been a good hit. For, to expand that a little bit more, what I'm going to do is either print off and throw it through the pony to get flyers near teacher mailboxes, so that they can just scan a QR code on their phone and it can book me from there. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. And even if they don't use that, if I can get my name or communication specialist or something in their line of sight over and over and over again, they'll think about me without even trying to think about me. So after a while, I want them to say, oh, this would go well with our communication specialist. I'll just scan that QR code, I'll book him, someone will come out to my class. So trying to make it easier on the teachers so that they don't have to say, oh my gosh, I forgot to email you. What's your email address again? You don't have to do that anymore. All you have to do is either go to the website, go to the link, or just in the future be able to scan the QR code.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
And it's a free service, so that makes it. It's called Microsoft Bookings. It's not the greatest, but it works flawlessly for what I needed to do.
Are we the news articles that you're doing? Is that going on our website? Is it going on the was it channel 11 that we have? Does it go on the TV show at all that we have the access?
Think of the old channel 18.
Do we
still have that?
Do you still have that?
I have no idea.
That's something we should look into, because I know we've got Todd putting some of the things on YouTube, don't we?
Yeah, we mostly shifted towards YouTube these days because Channel 18, they moved it and buried it somewhere else.
And most like me, I'm all streaming, so I don't even have access to it.
Right.
Right. I'm just trying to think of some of the parents who are out there, or grandparents. We have more grandparents raising kids now than parents. So what are they? Are they on YouTube? Are they on? Do they still have cable or Channel 18? I'm just trying to think.
I don't get a channel 18 on my TV, and I have over the air, the little thing that hooks up. I don't even get a channel 18, so I don't know if there is a channel
only
18.
through Spectrum, and half the county doesn't even use Spectrum anyway.
Right.
So.
I don't know if that's worth it. If
No,
we still have it.
No, if it was something extra, we could just not. I didn't realize.
Just
it was
another avenue.
Yeah.
Right, it's another avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something. I didn't really know much about that. I know that we talk about that when you introduce speakers for delegations.
That's a good point. If we don't
Yeah,
use it
yeah.
anymore, we should probably update the delegation form.
Yeah, we should. But yeah, if you find it on there, you can go on there, you can probably watch a board meeting from 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
For the channel 18.
Gary,
Yes.
I've been working on some marketing things myself, and what I have just found out, everybody was just saying you had to go to Instagram. Well, Instagram just more recently changed their algorithms and their platform to mostly ads, and the recommendation to me was TikTok. So I wanted to throw TikTok out there because it seems like it's obviously one of the up and rising formats.
Yeah,
So now we can use it.
yeah. I mean, more and more schools are looking to use that. I haven't seen anybody really put up something and to really be able to utilize that service. TikTok is a different monster. Now it's incredibly popular and likely going to stay there.
And
So
it's
we can
also
look-
where all of our issues are coming from right now, so.
Right.
I'm a
So,
little leery of it. That's
you
where
know,
all the,
I'm a little leary of it because there's a learning curve there, and I don't exactly know how to use it. I think a lot of people who are doing marketing right now for schools are trying to figure out exactly how to use it. Not just because we're all a little bit older, because I'm not old, but that's not my generation. My generation's done use TikTok.
Well, I totally relate because I've been on it all day trying.
Yeah,
And it is a whole different.
yeah.
You
I
doing
mean,
dance
I'll tell you
videos?
that, I
Or?
spent a long time on Instagram and then realized it wasn't going anywhere anymore. My daughter actually contacted me and said, you have to do TikTok. And some of the other people in my business, that's what, they're like, the reviews and everything are just going crazy, where I understand on Instagram, it's really hard to get a following anymore. And I just wanted to bring it up because I agree with you, Gary, on the issues. But the issue is that we have to be out there on the most, you know, popular platform. And it happens to be that right now,
Right.
from all understanding that I've just received. So I'm just saying that we like being the first in something, so maybe that's something we need to work on.
I think you could use TikTok as good reminders for things. Maybe there's the FAFSA that we put out last week. A good thing maybe to create a little video that reminds kids to fill out the FAFSA.
Maybe
Those
you can
types of
create a
things.
video that shows them how to fill out the FAFSA.
Yeah,
That would be
and where
beneficial.
to go
That would
and
help.
everything.
That would help.
As far as like general news though, I'm not sure how that would stand up the test of time because those videos they'll always be there. But I think if you used it as maybe fill out the FAFSA, maybe, oh, hey, we're the scholarships, now available to do, maybe that's a good avenue to try to promote those things for.
I agree with you, and I can see what you're saying. I just wanted to throw that in there because, like I said, I've been working on it all day. And Instagram was yesterday in marketing, and I was trying to learn it and myself because I'm one of the old ones that you just said. But just remember, there was a time when everybody said not to use MySpace,
But that
Yes.
was
So we have to always keep that in mind. MySpace is terrible. It's ruining kids. So then with Facebook. So I just see that TikTok is the next new platform, and I would like to see us one of the, on it.
Well, we can definitely make that happen.
David, where all do we have items? I mean, I know you're putting things out on Facebook.
We have
What's
Facebook,
on?
Twitter, Instagram, and then the app.
Okay.
We get very little traction on Twitter and Instagram. That's probably a myriad of reasons. But Twitter or Facebook is where, we get all of our traction from. That's where we get the views from. That's where we get the shares. I recently shared something to, there's multiple jobs pages around Harrison County. And I shared one of our position openings to one of those pages, and it was shared, I think, about 100 times to different groups. So that's still the easiest way for us to reach that demographic. So like my age and older are still going to be on that. If we want to talk to our students, then right now it's TikTok, and that's.
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, we as a board, we are, older, and we're always thinking about grandparents and us ourselves. But we can't forget that we need to reach out to the students themselves. Sure. And you're exactly right. TikTok is what they're using. So I just wanted to throw that out, and I'd like to see us do something, even just test it out.
Sure.
I got a question, and being a sports person, and you're talking about highlighting different, kids and things like that. I like to see us, and I know it would just be getting started, you might not be able to do too many, but maybe pick out a athlete or two or three down the road each, and maybe do some kind of a kid that has really a potential. And I'm going to throw out the one kid that I think in Harrison County that will have potential to play college ball and everything, and that's Corey Bolden, kid at South Harrison.
Yep.
I think if we maybe did a piece on him, in a game, academically he's a very strong student, and maybe things that he does around the community, within the school itself, and put that out there. And then maybe somebody suggests somebody else, and,
Sure.
and it goes to, out there where they exposes them out there also. And it brings in their school into it also.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I know my brother, I've gone 2 or 3 places. I mean, we went clear to Clay County the other night to watch this team play. They're undefeated, and they're mostly juniors. I mean, there's colleges already reaching out, but I think that if we could highlight you know, a lot of people never know a kid that's maybe a very good athlete.
Sure.
Or female, male, whatever it be. I just think that if we could, and not only the athletic part of it, but also the academic part of it, also the, you know, the school part of it, what they're involved in, and things like that. I think that would be something, you know, good if you could put it somewhere.
Well, I think that can tie into my What's Next series of videos. So that's not outside of that realm to be able to interview a kid. With this, we can interview remotely. So I don't need, the kid doesn't, or the student, the person does not have to come to the office. I don't have to go to them. As long as they have a computer with an internet connection or a phone, I can interview them.
Well, I know he's does all the games and the stats and all that. But like I said, I know that he was on Channel 12 where he was doing some kind of a drill with one of the news media.
Oh, okay.
Girls and everything. I just think that, you know, all over this county, you know, every once in a while we get really gifted athletes, okay? And I just think something like that to highlight them would maybe give them a little extra push.
Sure.
When it comes to, you know, the colleges, you know, because college coaches can't come to every area that they, you know, they do look online and
Oh, yeah.
see these kind of kids and things like that, say, hey, you know, I think maybe we need to check this kid out. I mean, I just know that it happened when I was coaching that, you know, they came from North Carolina, they came from up in the New York area and what have you, to see, you know, Chris Minn as an athlete. And Chris George was another one that, you know, everybody was checking him out. And, I mean, it was just dumbfounded under the, you know. But like I said, I think there's not just the athletic part of it, even though I'm big on the athletics, I still think that academics is what's going to drive them, you know, somewhere.
Absolutely.
There's great athletes all over the country. They all don't make it to the NBA. 2% make it to the NBA.
Well, athletics can open the door, but academics is likely what's walking you in.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
speaking about athletics, the camera systems that we put up throughout the schools have been a success. We've had, I think, the last time I checked, total was around 61,000 views on videos that we had between our high schools. That averages out to be a little over 400 views per stream. So that's what we're getting, and that's across the board. Of course, some schools are getting more because they have a larger base, but I think the RCB basketball game on Saturday had close to 1,700 views today. So that's not a bad draw for that. And some schools are kind of now getting the ability to have sponsors on the stream, so they're going to make up with a little bit of lost ticket revenue that way.
Mhm. But like I say, I just know, looking at all the schools that we have right now, you've got to pick one out. I mean, South Harrison, I mean, they're 6-0, 7-0, and ranked, you know, 9th in the state, you know, or 6th in the state. And like I said, small school, you know, out here, a lot of people, you know, need, you know, they don't see, they don't know anything about it. If somebody sees somebody like that, say, hey, I want to go see this young man or this young lady or whatever.
Yep.
And you do it for cheerleaders. There's outstanding cheerleaders, you know, girls, you know, just both ways. So,
Either way, it's a good job, and I think we're moving in a good direction.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I was
Mr.
gonna ask if there was a
Oliveria.
caboose on that.
Oh,
I was going to have Mr. Lopez give you an update on facilities. We had a meeting that was scheduled today and it was changed until tomorrow for Victory Elementary.
You know, we don't have a huge update. Tomorrow morning, we have a meeting on Victory Elementary School. Things are going well. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We have just a little concern with the parapet wall. It needs to be adjusted. The engineers are working on that. And tomorrow we'll get an update and I'll know more about it. We're meeting with Brasher tomorrow. We met with them early last week. Kim Winky and I did, meeting with them out at their place tomorrow. on the parking lots and also the circle, RCV, and the secure entrance. So they weren't prepared when we met with them to finalize some of the information on the project, but they will be by tomorrow afternoon. Kim Winky and I are going there at 3 o'clock, and we'll have a better update.
Okay.
When you say the circle of Robertson they're bringing in, is it an engineering thing? I thought it was just a matter of blacktopping.
Well, the drainage, they had to look at how much is there gonna be a grassed area, and I
Because we're
thought,
widening over what it is now.
yeah. So in the plat, the layout for the parking lot, to me, is major things, but to them it was. We just want to get it completed. And, so we're going to meet tomorrow and they're planning on trying to move forward with that.
Okay, so that doesn't dig in the blacktopping and everything and all that, or does it?
Yeah, we're going to blacktop that area
Mm-hmm.
and actually overlay the road going into it and around, but then develop a parking system inside of that area. Because that's the reason for
That's
doing
about
it.
full course.
No, I think we're going to get more than that. It's a larger area than we realize. But it'll give the opportunity for some visitor and handicap parking is I think, the goal. It's been the goal over the years, I think, to have that completed. So, but I'll know more tomorrow, and I'll get that to Mrs. Stutler, and she can get that out to you so you can review it.
We're also putting together a furniture package for the Victory Elementary. The furniture, the new furniture, Julie Mancini's been working on making a list and getting us furniture. So I think we've gotten a couple estimates on what the
Locally?
needs are gonna be.
Local?
Well, there's some state contracts,
Okay.
yeah,
What?
for furniture for the new building.
Oh, furniture.
Mhm.
Oh, they have that furniture?
So,
Do we, with our food program, like I know we've had these snow days. I know last year we had churches set up, and they were delivering food. We have anything like that set up for this year, or?
we have not for these 2 Sundays available. I don't believe they're mailing boxes. I don't think, we just had a day. This is now 2 days in a row. We have
But I
not.
thought it was 5 days within that box.
But we haven't
Yeah,
set
but
up.
we haven't, no, we haven't.
Most of our
Because
kids
we
carry
haven't
out
had.
boxes down on one of the schools.
And well, there's backpack boxes
Oh,
available.
okay.
So if kids, they may have taken them home knowing it was a long weekend, so
Right.
they
Yeah.
probably had boxes on
It
Friday,
was on Friday,
because we were gonna have a long weekend.
yeah.
So, oh yeah, those are still available.
Okay.
We keep those in the warehouse
Okay, because I saw
for
kids
that, so,
carrying them out,
yeah.
some of them, you know.
Mhm.
I think that that's something that we shouldn't lose. We should be prepared for, snow days to be able to set something like that. Because what was the program, the
Snow
snow
days on
program?
wheels. or
Yeah, we had
whatever,
churches
yeah.
set up in the different
Yeah.
areas that they would deliver. the
Yeah, we
food.
had there was a sponsor, I
They'll
know
go
that
mainly
the-
to the, like, the apartments, the low-income apartments is where we were sent.
we still do get the 5-day food boxes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
We have those we keep those in the warehouse.
Well, I
Now,
didn't
whether
know
there's
that.
a group, I need to find out. I don't know whether there's a group. There was a person that was kind of in charge of that, the faith-based groups. And he's not been doing that, so, but those would be easy.
Heath Fraser,
But we can mail them right to the house
John Miller had
anymore.
something to do with it.
Heath Fraser had something.
Uh-huh. But they could order, it's such an easy thing to go online and just order and have them sent to the house
Yeah,
now.
And this was one of the snows where we knew it was coming, but we didn't know that it was going to have that much ice under it. So
Right, it
I've
was
seen
that
worse
initial
snows, but
ice.
this is a
Well, and
lingering, it's a
getting
lingering
it
snow.
cleared. Yeah, it was trying to
Well, I
get it
just wanted to
clear.
see if you were set up
Okay.
for those days, for the future.
Okay. Anything else?
No, we had a UTC meeting, but it was
The only thing I
online.
did, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the only, I did want to let the board know, and apprise the board, that we are doing a much better job of getting substitute bus drivers. We're not missing feet. We've had, illness and other complications that have happened, but we're slowly kind of chipping away at training new candidates. As a matter of fact, Ms. Stutler has recommended somebody as well. So we have all hands on deck as far as recruiting, and it's really going well. to get some new drivers. So, thank you to the personnel department and for you all, because I really do think that the promissory notes made an impact. And we haven't had any of those that have just come to try to get $1,500 in late.
Yeah, they've also.
It's been way more successful than I think that we anticipated, so I do appreciate that. There actually is one on here for tonight, so thank you.
I think sometimes it's just word of mouth. I was just having a conversation it was over Christmas. I get a phone call yesterday from somebody, they're relocating up here from Memphis. He knew somebody that had heard us say that we needed bus drivers. He's a long haul trucker and they're moving to the Pullman area and he's interested in driving for us, and he'd be here the 1st of February. So we put him in contact with Mr. Lopez and we want to get that process started, so by the time he gets up here, he can start the training to drive a bus.
Good.
So that's how we're finding people. What's that?
Is he gonna live in Pullman?
He said that he's so used to, I asked him that, and he said, well, I drive the whole country. He said, driving from Pullman to Harrison County is not gonna matter.
You can't get there from here. I was just there the other day.
So I don't know, he's from Memphis right now, so, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, brings us down to approval of consent items. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve consent items as presented.
Is there a second?
A second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bus driver promissory note, and there, as we explained, there is one on there. This time, is there a motion?
So moved.
Make a motion to approve.
It's been, a motion been made, Ms. Messenger, seconded by Mr. Daughtry. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Old business, no old business, no policy updates. Personnel matters. They are in front of you. There is an agenda adjustment to revise employment date of Ika Murray, music teacher, full-time, 200-day employment term, itinerant, Washington Irving, Bridgeport Middle, from effective pending release from another county to effective January 24th. So coming from another county, and we have a date. So, and also create and abolish under there, it's a half-time secretary to a full-time secretary, correct?
That's in the federal programs. It's federally funded in Lola's department.
Okay. Is there a motion on the personnel agenda with agenda adjustment?
I'll make the motion to approve the personnel agenda with the agenda adjustment.
Is there a second?
A second.
Second, discussion.
There's something I wanted to ask, but I'll let it go.
Okay.
I'll figure something out.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Board member comments. Ms. Messenger?
Nothing, I just hope everyone stays warm and safe.
Thank you.
Mr. Hope?
No comment.
Mr. Daughtry?
I've got none.
Mr. Devano?
No, sir, I have nothing.
I have nothing either. So it was a quick, short meeting, so everyone go home and get warm. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Children of peace, go in peace.